スを舐め合うと苦しい理由違うの全部違うの重ねたところから影になってやがて腐りゆくんだ It's wrong, it's wrong 認めてしまうとしまいが理解してしまう前に繋いだだからこぼれ落ちていることなお君の存在 You don't give me little sign I can't control I can't control I can't
welcome back to the Mania 4K World Cup 2025. We bid you good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on your time zone. For sure, it's a nice evening in Korea, and it's a nice, well, morning/afternoon in Finland, and those countries are gonna dish it out right now. Live on stream on twitch.tv/OSLive. I am Petuaj. I'll be commentating with Mashed Potato. How are you?
Doing good. I'm excited to see kind of the sort of scores both of these teams are going to be able to produce this time around. Actually, looking at the qualifier score, you can see that Finland's actually super rise orientated. Which is quite surprising compared to like previous iteration when there was like the likes of Lovely N. So Finland used to be quite Ellen focused. I think back then, maybe a couple of years before. And now you see
historically, Finland was pretty well known to be kind of a specialist, a small specialist underdog from the likes of Lovely N and some other players that were likely influenced by Lovely N. But Finland right now is one of the Nordic countries, one of the Rice Nordic countries. Funnily enough, the last match I had to commentate was involved Denmark, which was also a rice-oriented Nordic country, which is really funny to me.
Maybe a new trend within the Scandinavian countries. Who knows? Who knows at this point? But on the other hand, you got the Goliath of this matchup, South Korea. You got basically most of the roster stayed the same from previous year, but are seeing BuzzChan actually coming in for this year roster. I think that's the only person from this year roster, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I remember BuzzChan coming in for 4DM last time. I think it was in 2024. No, 2023 actually. But yeah, BuzzChan, a very well-versed person in the community as a whole, not only tournament but also mapping-wise.
And we're going to see the picks and bans, and as expected, South Korea banning Rises, considering how good Finland is on the qualifier, so no surprise there. And they are going to be banning Hybrid Free on the side of Finland. Also, I think expected as well. The Hybrid Free is quite abrasive. It's non-straightforward when it comes to compared to the other two hybrids. Lots of staggered releases. Understandable on the bans. And now, Finland's going to get the first pick, and I suspect it's going to be something like Rice 4. More technical, just hit it straight off the bat, go hard. When you're underdog, you have to pick something that might be a bit unexpected.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to see South Korea going for the Rice 1 ban, and I feel like that's a pretty common early game strategy, banning the most like consistency-based, relatively speaking for a seed number 3, a consistency, like chokeable entry against some of the underdogs.
And now we're getting the first pick. Let's see what it is, but interested to see. Also, I think they actually already did their protects and stuff, so Free being protected by Korea. I hope to see Rice Free. I love high score. I love to see some 999Ks and being surprised by people getting 999Ks, even if they can
shock the horror. Seed number 3 gets 99K in round 32. It's happened a couple of times already.
Yeah, I saw. Was it US against Denmark? They got like, I think the roster was like averaging 999K. It's not even like 1%. It's just the whole roster averaging 999.
Yeah, like the likes of Dev and Netogen being part of the American roster, also the addition of Minwoo as a Rice sharpshooter is definitely really scary. Not a good matchup for Denmark, I dare say. But we are going into this beautiful Rice number 6, which is called Surprises, map by Telegram. Gonna be interesting to see how Finland handles this technical pick. Gonna be spelling the match right now on the rise category.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not too much of a catastrophe pick. Thanks, Els, for the fun.
Wink, wink. Nudge,
Wink,
nudge.
wink. Nudge. And here we go. I think on the left-hand side, you can see this left-hand side of South Korea, this roster, this looks scary. Like, just like before you even play, you get to see these 3 names. They are just such scary names.
Yeah, legendary names and names that have carried around multiple years at MWC. Gex, Puka, and Nad, all like Hall of Fame members of South Korea, really.
I think Puka is actually the only person who won in the MWC 2023 roster. Like, the year that they beat Brazil in this decade. But actually, looking right now, you can see it's actually quite even. Everyone on the side of Finland is actually above 99.86%. And we're already like, there's already quite a lot of like difficult patterning with the 175 from Jack. So actually, Nat getting a couple of drops now. Now their accuracy is down to points. Now the score is even.
Yeah, going into the main drop, we're gonna see how Finland can maintain this type of accuracy. This accuracy actually matches South Korea pretty well. Gex and Poka just are keeping their heads slightly above 99.5. Poka just dipping a tiny bit below, but not that much, mind you. So that advantage, that cohesive performance coming from Finland is going to net you. They're slightly 221 points.
There's no way. Finland will take this. Nat's struggling a lot.
No, Strachey, no.
Oh, it's still not a miss. That's the thing. It's still a freeway full combo. That's all they need right now.
But when the margin of error is like 221 points, one single 200 spells doom right now, which is kind of crazy to think about.
There's still a couple more, a few hundreds more notes coming. All eyes are on Nat trying to increase that accuracy.
No! The eyes on Nat actually cursed them, and they miss!
There's no way. There's no way he missed on that. Oh, wow. And that is spelling catastrophe.
Yeah, sure. All eyes on Nat. Instantly misses. Wow, what did you do?
I don't know. But because of that, Finland would get to take the first point of this match.
What an upset from Finland. Seed number 30 takes it 1 point over seed number 3 on their very first pick. I think that was their protect, actually.
No, oh yeah, it's their protect, but still, look at that. Like, Strachey with a 100. But then, like, the accuracy is just so good on the side of Finland, though. 100, 200, and that's it. That's the consistency you're looking for. On the other hand, Poka and Jex just like combined less than 100 300s. Typical day in the office. Nat slightly struggling. I think that's really uncharacteristic. In my opinion, Nat is probably the main Rice player alongside of Gex in this team. So maybe they just start warming up and yeah, Poka taking no time, go straight to LN1 now. This is their bread and butter.
Yeah, so LN number 1 is gonna be it's going to be a bit more LN coordination oriented. So get your release players, get your coordinated players on the field right now. And coming from South Korea, it's like no surprise that they have a very prepared LN lineup.
Yeah, Chan, I think it's like, when it comes to skill set, it's super similar to Poka. And Citra as well. Very much has been performing really well on the hybrids and long notes. Also really good. I think one thing about the South Korea team compared to the other roster is that this team is just super well-rounded in every individual player. Like, you wouldn't be surprised if the likes of Jackson somehow Nat comes into play in this as well. On the other hand, we actually see Ilya coming in, also Fisu as well. if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah. Finland actually has their dedicated LN lineup, and which is good to see coming from a seed number 30 country. It's good that they have this kind of versatility.
Yeah, maybe the seeding of Finland actually might be a bit underrated. I do know Ilya is also great long note as well. I think it's already showing up there. 99.7 to start. I think lots of players would struggle straight away with them. I think it's like a good eye test to see if they well on long note is to look at kind of the first 400 combo, and that's all you need.
Well, it kind of depends on the pick itself. But
yeah.
This pick in particular really picks up from the beginning and is really super release heavy for an NWC LN1. So it's kind of interesting to see how everyone's handling those releases. Ilya carrying the Finnish team. And South Korea just doing South Korean things. Very coherent team performance right now.
Yeah, but again, it's the business. They had the accuracy, but do they have the combo? I mean, usually it is a yes, but who knows if this one? Who knows if this one? I do have an interesting stats to bring up while this was playing as well. Is that actually Finland is the second Scandinavian country to take a point of South Korea ever in MWC.
Yeah, apparently that's a very interesting stats to think about.
Yeah.
So Fisu and Kuraipora are going to roam around the 99.5 mark, which is 0.3 below Citra, which is also below Poke and Busphan, who are averaging around 99.9. Oh no. The miss from Fisu is going to make a dent in the score gap here, but Buschan trades.
Yeah, I mean, hold on. I mean, that wouldn't matter if it disconnects. The score will be count as it is. And yeah, the MP League says that South Korea has won their pick by 22,000. I think it's just a bit of an internet issue, but yeah, Poker says bad score. Also, Poker.
997k bad score.
That's. I hate it when I perform badly. Like
Also,
you know.
what happened with Buschan? 4 misses? Like that was kind of a hiccup. Strange hiccup.
Yeah. I think it's kind of expected, in my opinion. On not expected, sorry. I think one of the things on Buschan is that Buschan is really consistent in like getting low 200s, 100 count. It's just the misses. I've casted quite a few matches that Buschan has played in, and I think it's like a common occurrence. Maybe it's due to nerves, or maybe it's, if they are using a rapid trigger keyboard, could also be that as well. It is quite a common issue with the mania.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to think about the ramifications of rapid trigger in Mania. So the way it's mostly used is for like really high physicality maps, but people tend to use rapid trigger as a default because rapid trigger versus non-rapid trigger has kind of different defaults in terms of timing and accuracy wise.
And now we're going to be seeing cold storage, and we're going to be seeing a substitution coming in South Korea. So instead of that, we're going to be seeing An Yi, which also is another really strong Rise player. I think any player in South Korea is just super strong. Like, you have to be like the top tier player to even make it into this roster. And on the other hand, we're going to be seeing... sorry, you can go ahead.
No, that's fine. But I was just going to mention that South Korea does have an extensive, tournament scene. The names of the Korean extraterrestrial tournament. The infamous KET. I think this year was the second iteration of the KET. And many players, many even poolers are know of the map pools, how ruthless they are, especially towards finals and grand finals. I feel like grand finals and finals and grand finals exceed MWC in terms of difficulty.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think also another tournament to point is also the Mania Chinese tournaments. So both of those tournaments are famous on having extremely high skill cap map pool. Like this is like 1-2 stage past NWC Grand Finals. Like it is just insane the sort of maps that they choose in those tournaments. The other hand though, those sort of maps you won't be seeing it in Mania World Cup. This is more just lower end accuracy. So it's different. It's very much different. And we can see right now, straight off the bat, Korea does have a bit of a stronger accuracy fundamentals as expected, but we saw what happened on the last rice pick. A singular miss, a singular hiccup is all Finland needs to take the points.
Yeah, with that out of the way, it is Amgi's job to show what they're capable of for the Korean team. And right now, South Korea does have the advantage, going from Poka and Gex, around 99.95 average accuracy. However, Finland is not too far behind.
Kulai Pora actually doing super well, so 99.93, trying to equalize that of Gex and Poka. Stretchy's doing quite okay. Actually, everyone's above 990k score barrier right now, which is quite insane considering this is still not an easy map to. Yeah, this map is not easy. 200 BPM tech with a lot of mini jets. It's gonna be quite difficult. With quite a lot of one-handed trips as well.
Yeah, Kalaipora for Finland right now, capping at 99.92, trying to reach 99.93, which is a really good sign for things to come. Stretchy, a tiny bit behind, but not too far behind. So the advantage coming from South Korea is going to stabilize towards 4,000 points. So one miss, and it's going to go towards Finland.
Yeah, one miss, and it's South Korea over. It's going south. It's going south. There's so many ways to say things would go wrong, but it just looks like they're so consistent. I think like Abby is one of those more of like combo players than anything else. So they may not have the best accuracy compared to the likes of Poka, but when it comes to like scaling up to like grand finals, Abby can still get the full combo, and Stretchy with that miss over there.
Yeah, no, that's not where I was hoping to see the miss here, because that just solidifies the lead from South Korea. But even without the miss, South Korea would have taken the points. So Stretchy can just avoid blaming themselves for the loss, because South Korea is just that consistent. Wow, those scores.
Yeah, there's not much you can do there. You know, the funny thing is that like Abgigi 995k actually has the worst ratio. The worst ratio at this lobby is a 1-to-10 ratio.
It's actually interesting to think about.
Now I just want to see Rice 3. Like someone has to pick Rice 3, considering how good everyone's ratios are. Oh yes, the VTuber long note density pick. Minato Aqua, my beloved.
Sevens in the chat for Minato Aqua.
Sevens, you will be missed.
Crying.
But crying, I'm shedding a tear for all the Minato Aqua fans out there. But tears aside, we have to look at this pick. I think this is also a very expected pick as well. I expect this is kind of like, again, South Korea's kind of key picks right here. It's the Ellens. They're super good on the LN2s as well, actually. I think if you had to pick like kind of a specific long note pick that is like South Korea favorite, like super South Korea favorite, is definitely long note 2. They seem to know the secret sauce behind density. Like they know how to act on the density picks like no other countries can.
Oh my god,
Hi Leah, hi chat, hi stream.
I I love players being silly in the chat. It always puts a smile on my face.
I know, right? Sometimes it's just for fun. It's not like a game of life and death, and just gotta have fun out here. That's what these players are doing. That's all we need.
Yeah, speaking of which, we are going into the pick itself, and just you gotta remember that the HF and GLHF stands for have fun.
And it stands for golf.
That's true.
Golf. If you say it in just one word.
Yeah, it's much shorter than GLHF. GLHF's like 4 syllables. That's so long.
Yeah. Just say golf. Or actually, sometimes when I play, I would just write GOLF. Like, just write golf. And hope
Yeah.
someone understands it. But no one understands it. Anyways, moving on. Actually, you're gonna be seeing. I think this thing, South Korea and Finland is quite similar in terms of their roster lineup. Polka is gonna be their anchor, so it's like Kulai Bora on the side of Finland, and then the other two players for both these teams are going to replace them depending on the map that is being picked.
So this being the density pick, so the snaps are going to be pretty straightforward. So it's gonna be kind of bread and butter for
hold on.
and Polka. Oh no!
You just had to say it. That was on you. It is still really early.
Beginning of the map still, but
I think it's like that is not a big sport. Like the one thing about LN density picks that a miss actually doesn't really mean too much, just because like there's so many notes in there that a miss would only be a few thousand points score lost, and yeah, okay, another miss right there from Kulaipora. You wouldn't want that on the side of Finland, because Kulaipora has been kind of the carrier. Really, actually,
yeah, that's super unfortunate because Finland definitely still had the lead from Citra's miss, but they can still hope for another miss somewhere.
Yeah, I would say like there's still quite a lot of just areas where you could just drop a miss without even realizing. Just like that. Just like that. Pisu getting a miss. No. I mean, one thing is that this is South Korea's pick, so not much to have hope with, but they did have the lead. I think that's the one thing to take away is that I think for a C30 team, like this is still like an extremely impressive range of accuracy. I think quite a lot of other like one thing to know about this Finland team is that like they have a proper lineup for every single skill sets. You can't say that for many other lower seeded teams where they usually have a key skill set, and then for the other maps they just can't play. But look at that, they are still like competable against Korea. Maybe not as of right now, but at the start, it looks like they could have taken it, and that's the really nice thing to take away from the 4 maps we played so far. And just look at the accuracy from Polka. If Polka complains about this score, I'm actually just going to not cast.
Yeah, just going to ignore it completely.
Yeah.
133 out of 3,500 and some notes. Yeah, that's a pretty decent score.
Yeah, decent. Yeah, Buzz Chat also like. Yeah, this is the one thing about Buzz Chat is that Buzz Chat's like ratio and tutor cap is just so immaculate. It's so good. So yeah, both these players basically carried the accuracy through, and now that is the 3rd point for South Korea. Now the question is, are we going to see Rice Free? They have not picked the protects yet, which is Rice Free. You do not know how excited I am if they pick Rice Free. Not just because of the Jeff map, but also it's the song. It's such a good song.
Yeah, we've seen 4 picks this far, and I feel like Finland is, as you say, pretty surprisingly comfortable on this when entering to map pool. So yeah, I feel like Finland is definitely not the country that you want to be fighting as a higher seed. And it's kind of fortunate for South Korea that they are this good on early game accuracy as well.
Yeah, actually I forgot that Rice Free was actually South Korea's protects. Finland Protects was Rice 6, I think. Yeah. They're going to go with the Rice 5. Rice Dubs. Thank you song again. Zuto Mayo. Can't go wrong with a Zuto Mayo song. Mapped by Disguise. This is quite similar to the various other vocal dubbed maps, like mapped by like 11-bit or actually or like ska. Quite similar vibes.
Yeah, well, Disguise in particular is particularly, I would say, jacky in terms of musical representation compared to the likes of ska or the likes of, I don't know, Validate.
Oh yeah, Validate. That's the OG dub mapper. Or like maybe like, I don't know, who else like an OG dub mapper? Of course, Lemon Guy. Lemon Guy has some good dub maps, I think. Or like, it's of the packs, if I remember correctly. Might be wrong. Might be spreading misinformation. I don't know at this point. But, what I know, okay, that's going to come in. So making a call after the first pick. Hopefully got their accuracy kind of, got their offset, got warmed up properly. Just because you do not want, I think, like, for these top teams, they just want to get it over as soon as possible, just because they do not want to, like, leak some of their practice scores. I'm not sure. Or like, yeah, I think quite a lot of these teams, so top tier teams, they want to finish as soon as possible, so they want to show kind of the scores for the other maps. Maybe might shows potential weakness if the map does grow out for too long.
Yeah, speaking of speedruns, this pick is particularly short, like 1 minute and 45 seconds. That's like almost TV size of one thing.
I think it is basically TV size. Oh, yeah, TV size 130. But the one miss, the thing about these short maps, that one miss here actually means everything. Like, just because of how little amount of note there is, one miss is basically a 10,000 point, a few thousand point swings. So accuracy, sure, it's important, but it is the combo. And you can see everyone is just on the A game right now. The lowest, I repeat, the lowest accuracy is 99.89 from the side of Finland. Look at that accuracy.
Yeah, if Finland can stabilize around 99.9, that's definitely a really good baseline to strike against Korea. If Korea chokes once again, as we've seen before, Finland definitely is in a really good position.
Oh yeah, I think for these Rice picks, they have always been in a good position. Always super close to South Korea. But I think it's just the slight accuracy edge that makes it a bit more difficult, and Finland has to hope that someone on the South Korea miss or get some bad act drops. But looking at Nat right now, he has got his accuracy back again, got his A game, 99.9. And Kulaifora there.
Coming from Kulaifora, the miss in a 1 minute and 45 seconds is definitely going to be rough. But Nat trades!
There could still be some more maps left. There's still some more miss potential. Okay,
no,
that's not like
the second miss.
Focus. Wait, there's still some more maps.
Whoa! This double trade.
This is actually way messier than I thought.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to witness that, especially towards the ending. It's such a short map. It's such an intense map.
And like, I didn't expect, like, for such a good start for everyone. Actually, I think by the halfway point, everyone was still at 99.85 plus. The complete collapse, not just on Finland, but also on the side of Korea. They only have one FCs to boot on both sides. GEX getting 997.8. Oh
yeah, let's go. Rice number 3. They, you know, they wanted to show off a little bit with their protect.
I think you just have to, like. I think Korchak is one of those things where, like, you just know it's just an accuracy battle. It is just that. And I think Finland's also just as ready as well. And Poker says, Rice free, try 100%. Oh boy. I remember once, like, I casted, or at least it was in Wi-Fi tournament where Poker was playing it, and he got like 100%, like actually just 100% in like Score V2. So he's not joking when he said try 100%. They're not joking.
Yeah, 142 VPN is definitely comfortable enough for tournament players this caliber. And I'm also very interested to see what Finland can do on this pick.
I'll say this is also another one where actually the missed potential is actually quite high despite it being only a jack map.
Just because it's long, so it's
it's 3 minutes.
Diluted, yeah.
3 minutes long. You have to concentrate all the way through. Awkward patterns there, so I wouldn't say it's too bad. But it's just like if you're too focused on trying to get your MA up. This is like a common mistake people usually make, is that like they're too focused on trying to get the accuracy up that they kind of forget, or at least like forget to press a couple of notes, and that's it. And that's the score lead for your team. So it's just about balancing, getting the MA, getting good enough MA while also being able to full combo. Not like the previous map.
Yeah, I kind of compare it to kind of repeating a word over and over again. When you repeat one single word like over and over again, you tend to forget what it means. And Chord Jack kind of feels the same way to me. If you over-focus, you kind of forget what Chord Jack is. And you kind of forget how to play on the field, which is a really scary feeling.
I don't think this game where we're going to see who's the last person to drop the 100%. That's why I feel it is the 100% anymore. It's just Jax. Oh, actually, Polka dropped down to 99.4 now. Oh no!
Unfortunate choke coming from Polka. Unfortunate 07s.
07s. No more 100% from Polka. But there's still 100% from Jax. And actually on the side filler, everything's above 99.9.
The dream is dead.
The dream is dead. Is South Korea over?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be their defeat. Even if they win the point, it's going to be South Korea's defeat.
Yeah, cancel them. But wait, actually, they're increasing the accuracy up to 99.99.
Yeah,
the 100%
still get the rounding error.
Yeah, they can still do it. They can still do it. On the side, I feel it though. Look at just everyone's accuracy is so strong. This is like, I think one thing to point out is the Finland's team performance. This is not what you expect for a team for a C30. This is actually really scary. Everyone's above 99.9. Lowest accuracy in the board, 99.91 from Tomsko and Stretchy, and that's just insane.
Yeah, the structure of this map is particularly interesting because it kind of employs a progressive structure with the high end of the map being towards the ending, the last quarter.
I think it's quite a nice idea to have as well. Just having it the hardest part at the end could trip someone up. And here we go. We're going to the final third of the map. Everyone's still holding the full combo. Stretchy has dropped the accuracy down to 99.82. A couple of 200s there. Tomsko at 99.9. On the left-hand side, we can just see 99.99, 99.98, and another 99.98. The amount of 9s on the screen makes you feel German.
No! Please no! In any case, so South Korea averages 99.98 in terms of accuracy, which is why they had this protection in the first place. Buschamp drops a tiny bit, coming from 99.7, however. Clyde capping at 99.96. Srachi dropping a little bit of accuracy, not a good sign for Finland.
Oh, I kind of forgot, we're already approaching at the end of the map, and that is the team score to have. I think that actually beats out the US in terms of team score. I think the US got 2.995. So this is actually a flex and a half. Actually, everyone did super well. The team score from Finland is not to be messed with. I think just a freeway full combo with that ratio, I think that would beat out quite a lot of the team in the lower bracket. And taking a point from South Korea as well. I think Finland has done super well, and they should be super proud of their performance.
Yeah, as Polka echoes in the chat. That was such a bad match for South Korea. They had some really awful scores today. Congratulations on those terrible scores, really, and congratulations on the victory against Finland.
Yeah, it's horrible scores. Horrible scores. Do better next time, guys. No 100%. Really, guys?
Wow.
Yeah, so
but anyways, jokes aside, Finland are a really surprising team, a surprising performance coming from them. Because coming from a seed 30, we didn't quite expect this kind of performance coming from a seed 30, and I'm really looking forward to see what Finland can do in the losers bracket.
Yeah, so it's going to be South Korea facing the winner against Philippines versus France, I think. And the loser of that match also faces Finland as well. Interesting matchup, to say. And I think
the profiles between Finland and those two other teams are completely different. So, and round of 16 is definitely going to be interesting, no matter which team ends up in the losers bracket.
Yeah, and just before we end this, we always have our favorite segment to do. It is banners. Would you like to talk about banners, Faturash? It is out.
Wow, it's funny you asked me about those banners. You may have seen on some people's profiles the presence of country banners throughout the World Cups. It is a way to encourage, to support your favorite team by buying banners in the OSU store in order to brandish them in your profile. You can buy multiple banners of the same country and stack them like Minecraft blocks.
Wow, that is crazy. But what happens if I don't have enough money? How about that? What's the price of it?
Wait, what's the price of it?
It's actually $250. It's $250. Just try to make it sound like an infomercial.
Oh yeah, yeah. I completely forgot my prompt here. I do not have a script. I swear.
This is completely impromptu. Yeah, it is actually $250, so relatively on the cheaper. It used to be $4, but we have lowered it down to $250. And again, no restrictions. So go wild. The creativity is yours.
Yeah, absolutely go wild. Like. You can basically buy them like McDonald's burgers. You can order a 30+ menu of 2.50 quarter pounders. I don't know what McDonald's provides these days.
That's true. And if the country you support on the banner does win, you get to keep it for a full year. So your profile looks full year, yes, and your profile will look super nice with the really well designed banners as well. So yeah, go to the OSU store and pick up the banners now. Bye bye.
Speaking of now, next match is going to be. I think here is going to be Philippines versus France, but I do think that the other match is also going to be streamed on the other channel ?
There will be a B stream in Asia. I think it's going to be Philippines versus France, going to be the A stream, and China versus Australia in the
actually
B
other
stream.
way around, I guess.
Oh, okay, other way around. But there will be both matches happening at the same time, so do have both of them loaded up. But with that, do you have anything else to say, Paturash?
Umapyoi, I guess.
What?
I don't know. You asked me for an ending, I say Umapyoi.
Oh,
Anyways,
okay.
Bye!
Bye!